All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another week on the charts, coming towards the end of what has been a really good year on the charts. Been a great year for the stream, and a really good year personally trading as well. So guys, as always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Looking forward to ending the year on a strong note. December's been fantastic so far. It's been a really solid beginning of the new month. So obviously, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the charts and see what we can come up with moving forward here today. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, any charts, anything you'd like me to look at, please feel free to pop those into the chat. I'll be sure to get to you guys all shortly. Meantime, guys, let's have a look. To begin with, let's have a look at the news to see if there is anything scheduled for our session here today. So, parts of the Euro bank holiday, the Italian bank holiday. Don't think it affects other countries. I have no idea. I'm not in Europe, but that is something to consider. Maybe a lack of liquidity from out of Europe. Otherwise, moving forward, it's pretty smooth sailing our session here today. And also for MY, but as I always mention, guys, just keep your finger on the pulse when it comes to the news, because anything could break at any point in time. So with that being said, let's get into the analysis and have a look at the gold. Guys, if you could quickly smash the like button to YouTube, don't forget to help me out, smash the like button. TikTok, hit that little screen. Let's get underway with the analysis. Gold finally tapping into a level which I mentioned to my members as a level I wanted to look to tap into. It was to continue actually bearish price, looking for sells. Chart I actually sent into my members group over the weekend. But anyway, back to the rundown. What we can see is the weekly close back bearish. Now, the way I see this is it's similar to this closure here. I mentioned to my members at that point that if price, I believe, was to break the high, it's likely just to pause to the upside. We could we're going to continue bullish. If we were to break it low, then likely it's just to pause. Sorry, a resistance confirmation, and price with a broke low could lead to a deeper pullback. So similar sort of scenario here on that previous weekly candle. We have tapped into the resistance at the all-time high, kind of closing back a pause candle. It is bearish, weak bearish. If we were to break the high of it, I do believe there's a high probability that price will come up back up to the all-time high territory. If we break low, I do believe we're heading back down. Interesting to see. We have an interruption entry valid on the weekly candle. Very interesting. That's another thing I mentioned to my members. So weak bearish and weekly, daily. The candle closed back bearish. Current candle appears to have just broken. Yeah, it has. It's just broken a lot of that previous daily. Now, if it was to continue bearish, they're really bullish. Sorry, there is no need for it to pop back down and break its own low. We are a fair distance off it, so I won't bother marking that in for the time being. But obviously, we are hovering above that 4200, which is another thing I mentioned to my members in a market update over the weekend. That 4200 is a very key level for gold. As long as it continues to remain above it, then once again, I do believe there's a high probability at some point we're going to come back up to retest once again the all-time high at that 4380 sort of region. So daily weak bearish in the previous, but we are forming back bullish above 4 hour support here, and the structure on 4 hours technically bullish in itself. So what we're going to do is mark in the most recent resistance here on a 4 hour. Just gonna make sure I'm not on mute on YouTube, which is good. And we're going to mark in most recent support. I know we've got more levels here to the left, but we'll just focus on the most recent levels for the time being. Knowing that we are bullish in structure, knowing that we do have counter probabilities to the upside, knowing that the candle is about to close, what we're going to do is mark in that previous, what will be the previous 4 hour candle in 5 and a bit minutes. We'll mark in a high of the current, and we'll make our way down to the 15-minute time frame. All right, so what we can see is the 15-minute structure. The way I personally see it is we are technically bearish. However, what we are doing just now is retesting what I call the last significant lower high. And if price was to be in a close above that 42.19 or 42.20 basically, then what we're going to do is confirm a structure flip here on the gold. So if we close above that resistance, we will have flipped the structure back bullish. So it's a barrier formed on the move to the downside, also the last significant lower high. So therefore, if we were to close above, I would definitely consider my options to take a buy. We are moving into some clean traffic above that point as well, to the left hand side. Doesn't mean we're necessarily going to pop all the way up to 42.42, which is the 4-hour resistance, without any sort of pullbacks, but there is a high probability that we could move enough to secure some profit if we begin to close above that 42.20 sort of region. So off the bat, that is what I'd be looking for when it comes to the buyers. Now, aside from that, I'm more inclined to look for sell options, guys. Reason means, again, we had that weekly closing back bearish, we had the previous daily closing bearish, we actually still have 15-minute structure technically bearish if we respect this level. So therefore, the most recent support formed below the resistance, this is the candle that formed resistance, this is the candle that formed support. So if price was to close below that support, rejecting the last significant lower high in a 15-minute time frame, then that could lead to a bigger sell-off again. And off the back of that, I will potentially be looking for some sell options. So closures below that 42.14, roughly 42.1380. Wait for price to pull back, tap in, and look for a potential entry off the back of that. Let's quickly look at a 5-minute time frame. Yeah, 5-minute. It's probably better if we drag the zone down a little bit. All right. So I'm going to use that point as where I want to be below. So that's, technically speaking, below 42.1260. So if we close below in a 15-minute below 42.1260, I'll be looking for a potential sell option. And that's pretty much it as for now, is what I'm seeing on the gold. We've got just over 3 minutes remaining on the current M15. We'll wait and see how price closes on this candle, and if we are to look for any potential option on the next candle. So let's quickly look at the 1-hour candles, seeing we are about to close the hourly candle. What this suggests to me is, oh wow, wonder if any of my team took advantage of an interruption entry in the 1 hour here. Great to see it work. What we are seeing is this candle appears to be closing up near its high. Now I want that confirmation. So I mean, based off the 1 hour, if price was to close right up, not necessarily above, but close right up near the high, what that would suggest to me is we'll grab downside liquidity, and if the new candle open up, creating a decent lower wick, perhaps back into the range below the 15-minute level, buys above could potentially be valid, but we'll see. Still, it's just over 2 minutes remaining for that confirmation. It looks like it is potentially rejecting, so we'll have to wait and see. But that is the goal, guys. Make of that what you will. Please make sure to hit the like button. We'll remove this zone, seeing it is a distance off, and we'll just worry about the current zones. Quickly look at GJ. Here's one I prepared earlier on GJ. I'd just be looking for pullback bias, to be honest. The bias is technically bullish. 15-minute structure is bearish, however. So off the back of that, sells are an option, but I would have wanted to get involved in sells from higher up. It's a bit difficult right now. So I'd preference pullback buys where it would be above 206.760, 206.60, or sells below 206.60 is pretty much what I'd be seeing on GJ. Moving forward, just quickly for anyone who is interested, back to the gold, and we will have a look at other pairs as per request. In the meantime, who we got here today? YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button, please, guys. Tony Gold, Grand Rise 2, hope you're well, my friend. New 8 new pips, yep. Sebastian, welcome to you, my loyal YouTube member. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Lau, good morning to you. Baby Lock, or J Block Bell Vision. G'day to you, welcome. Roxy, good morning to you. TikTok, to the 49 of you currently on stream, thank you to the new followers, welcome one and all. Let me go through the chat. So looks like we're not going to have a valid entry in the next M15. We're going to need to wait a bit longer and perhaps see where the next 15-minute candle closes. So that'd be the Frankfurt Open candle. Asset Sim, we're waiting to buy at 06 the pullback potentially. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad level to buy from. See potential options in between. Lucky you're buying for 41.98, 11-cent lot. You're in a buy, a nice one, mate. Well, just don't give back the profits. Jimwell, it's okay to sell 42.37. I mean, price is way off it. So as I always mentioned, not concerned by where we're not at, more concerned by where we're at in the minute and looking for what potential opportunities may present. As far as the level is concerned, I'm not too sure why you've chosen that level. Maybe a fib or something, I don't know. But to me, I'll be focused on the 4-hour resistance as a potential destination for the next sell if it pops up, and that's 42.42 roughly. DP is 42.25. Okay, alright, fair enough. Then we are at some pretty strong resistance. This last significant lower high in a 15-minute, and it is rejected multiple times here. So what you want to see personally for you is price remain above this support. If it begins to pop below, then yeah, to be honest, come back further. Nav, do you... Oh, I think you mean, are you saying today we'll go to 42.40? I'm not saying nothing, mate. Not suggesting that at all. I'm waiting for a confirmation to enter a trade, and where it goes after that, be nice if it goes in my favor. And if I stick to my plan, I know there's an 8% chance it will. There's a good chance it could pop up. That's the next cleanest, well, the next potential, level. We've got clean traffic above 42.50. We'll come back to the 4-hour level, like I mentioned, 42.42, but don't have a crystal ball, my friend, so I'm not going to predict. I react. That's what I do. Is that 42.25 support level? Not to me. And if you want the numbers with the actual price scale, jump across the YouTube stream. You can see the full price scale, you see the full screen. Can't display on TikTok because every time I've done it, I've copped a strike. So, Jimwell, there is no entry. I'm not in a trade at the minute. KT2ZZZ, have you looked at Bitcoin? No, I've not looked at Bitcoin. I've seen it's bounced again. That's some pretty strong resistance. Yeah, it's at a 4-hour level. Weekly closed, week bullish. Not sure about the levels, to be honest, why I pulled up at just above the support. Yeah, so to me, if this breaks the hard decrease weekly, then it back up above 100k. That's what I'd be looking for. Daily room to the resistance, so 94, that sort of level. 4-hour is technically bullish structure as well, so Bitcoin looks actually pretty good for maybe continuation to the upside. It is at some pretty strong resistance at the minute. 15-minute structure I'd also argue is bullish. I'd just be looking for a pullback buy or buy above the resistance if it were me. That'd be the two options. Perhaps a sell below 90k, 90,800, and buys upon the pullback to that sort of level. No, not yet, mate. There's nothing. There's been nothing. Peter, how just swing? Thank you for asking, mate. Yeah, it was good. It was chilled. It was really good. Just a, immediate family on the other side. Yeah, it was good. It was quiet event, but a good one. It was at an Argentinian steakhouse. The actual formal, well, wasn't formal. The dinner side of things. Steak was unreal. Steak was really good. Did get a little bit tipsy, not drunk by any stretch of imagination, but my brother, myself, and my nephew were making the most of the alcohol situation. Drinks were rather slow, so we're ordering a couple at a time. Yeah, it's good, man. You've been waiting all day for a gold trade. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's been any clean potential entries. I mean, this would have been the best one. I have no idea how it formed. Got the bullish engulfing. Maybe it's that candle broke, but yeah. Do no, mate. I just did the analysis. We only started the stream, 15 minutes ago or so. That is, oh, have I got it up on YouTube? Oh shit. Sorry, mate. I gotta get rid of that. Thank you for making me aware of it. Otherwise, I would have just left it there, and everyone. That means people jump on YouTube and they jump back off because they see Reed taking a trade. Andrew Reckham, 14. AT2ZZZ, are you looking for a short if you see more confirmation on gold? For sure, yeah. Lucky stop loss 115 profit, CP 300. Alright, nice one. Nav, what's my confirmation here? Be the closure below or very close to the low. But we've got just under 8.5 minutes left. It could just melt now, but I don't have the confirmation to enter. So I mentioned it when I did the analysis, mate. Closure below support is where I'd want to get involved. Futures, have you made a trade today on gold? Nah, not yet, mate. Success Life, good morning to you. Stuck the price. Yeah, it's been around here for a couple hours now, by the looks of it. It's over now. Gobby, thank you for sharing live. You do it regularly, I appreciate it. Ogday XAUUSD, is this approach of waiting for this closure, aren't you a step behind the market? No, I'm just following my rules. If I was to look to take the entry, I'd maybe be pre-running the market and I might get stopped out because it might not be valid. It may not necessarily continue bearish. It may just be pulling back as all these other candles had done, leaving long lower wicks only to close back above. So I'd rather not try to pre-run the market or front run the market. I'd rather just wait for the confirmation because that's what works for me. And that's what I do on the regular, and that's why the win rate is over 80%. So I used to make that mistake. I used to say, well, if I'm going to look to sell, I might as well just sell it now. Honestly, I used to do that going 6-7 years ago, going back 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago. I used to try to front run things. We're at resistance and I thought we're heading down, but I didn't yet have the confirmation. I'd still sell it. Yeah, and sometimes you get lucky, but for the most part got wrecked. So look at it now, it's popping straight back up. Lucky I took profit 170 USD right before this red candle. All right, mate, all good. We'll attain profits. I'm buying since the daily open. Fair enough, there is 30-minute bullish. Fair enough, that's what you trade. I don't trade for value gaps. Octo, all good. See, look at it now. Popping straight back into the consolidation. Betty, you've made homemade pizza. Whichever comes first wins today. It looks like Pete's going to win. Nice one, mate. Bartman, yep. Appreciate it. If you guys could give a like, much appreciated. Everyone on YouTube, if you could. Homemade pizza sounds good. I used to like making nutritious and healthy homemade pizza using just a wrap and tuna, bit of tomato paste, so on and so forth. Pretty simple, but it works. YSL Le Parfum is the fragrance of choice for today's stream. Wore it on Saturday. And I shit you know, I could not smell it, and it's supposed to be extremely potent, like really a strong, long, like the projectivity on it's supposed to be really good. Projection, but I was struggling to smell. I'm not sure if my nose had issues that day, but you can definitely smell it today. Just one spray prior to the stream. That's good. At least I can smell it today. A.C.T 2ZZZ. You with 5k likes right now if you show Bitcoin. What are you? I have no idea what you mean. Show Bitcoin is Bitcoin. There you go. What more do you want me to do with it? I already did my analysis. Sweep, New York PM high. Gold. Gold, well, to me this is the more important level now. It's the Frankfurt open level, so it's the market open for Asian session anyway. This is the highest point we got to, and it was actually prior to Frankfurt open, 2 candles prior to it. And now what I want to see is if price pokes above it, I'd like to see a retest of that level and then continuation, or if it pokes above it, drops back below it. Again, it's the same level as to where I want to get involved in sales. We've got some support at 42.12, so we need to be below that point. Guys, TikTok, please smash that screen for us as well, if you could. We're looking for buy me. I'm right. Not necessarily. If it closes below support, I'm looking for a sell. Above the resistance, a buy, pretty straightforward at the minute. Obtain profits. The weekly open need to rebalance the displacement from MY. Again, you, by all means, I respect your analysis and you just follow your plan, but I don't. I just do what I do. I don't care about imbalances and fair value gaps. It's not what I do. So I'm not at all concerned by any imbalance or fair value gap. You're bearish for the week. What if gold rips to a new all-time high? You're still going to be bearish. Be fluid in the markets. Don't just say this bright this week, I'm selling only. Often I might start the week bullish, and then some, you know, as data prints, I might flip what I'm looking for. Don't get me wrong, gold to me is in a massive uptrend. It's still extremely bullish when it comes to the higher time frame perspective, but trading wise, I see sell opportunities as well. So it's 24, 25. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. A.T. 2ZZZ. It's just want to see analysis. Yeah, all good, all good. Hit like button. Smash the screen. Max Z, why? No real reason. I don't know, it's just what I've always traded. So got obviously started with Forex brokers and convenient. I'm just what, you know, we're human, we do what we used to. Plus it doesn't crash because of bullshit server excuse. I mean, it can crash, but not like what happened the other week on gold and silver futures. Most lame excuse ever. It's definitely nothing to do with a server crash. It was to allow the banks to exit heavily short, naked short positions when silver was ripping to a new all-time high. It's fact. All right, so it's closed. Definitely not strong enough to consider selling it. We're still waiting here on gold. Nothing. Little Julio, it's above Asia high right now. Not the way I see it. All right, let's be back in 1 minute. All right, apologies to my team. I forgot to send you guys a link. I'll do that right now. Education session day to my team members as well. You guys know the drill. You know what that means. Any questions? You're not on the call. All good. Make sure to dump that into the chat, and I'll be sure to cover it on the call, guys. It is recorded. That's to my members. How's the corner? G'day to you, mate. Not much in a minute. We're just waiting on a confirmation from gold. Will it be below the support or above the resistance? Jared, all good, mate. Thank you for asking. It was good. It's just like I mentioned a little bit earlier, chilled, immediate family on the other side. So more importantly, the happily married couple were obviously happy. Sister and her husband. That's the main thing. Pretty much what they wanted, just a quiet one. It was good. HM, and thank you. And Penday, thank you for the sticker. Julio, how much you risk? Floating risk for me. So it just depends. I use fixed lots, so anywhere between 1 and 5%, but more lower of late because of the volatility on gold. Are you live? Well, I think I am, mate. Obviously, check what the current price is on gold. Check where we're at. I'm telling you right now, we're at 42.13. I mean, between 42.13, 50, 60, 70, that sort of region. I'm answering your question live, so I think we are live. Oh, I think you, oh, sorry, you mean live account. Yeah, live account, mate, not funded. I had a shoot experience with funded account and blew 6k Aussie almost. Something that I should have been paid out for. I used to buy gold at 42.15. No, I did not buy gold at 42.15. I was not in the charts. If I did buy gold at 42.15, I'll be feeling like fantastic about it, to be honest. I just realized the price. We're actually below that level, aren't we? No trades. I'm not in a trade at the minute. FX traders, gold, new trade active. Piss off, my friend. You get the boot. Still can't believe people have the knack to go into someone else's stream and try to promote another or promote their own service. I won't waste my time. Scum, that's all out. A7, how about now? It's going up, right? Not doing anything, it's just in consolidation. It's consolidating above a previous resistance, however. It's at another level, which is last significant lower high in the M15 time frame. So in order for it to confirm a structure flip in the 15, we need to close above that resistance. We're not done so, we're respecting it on multiple occasions just now. However, what I can see is the daily is forming bullish, and within it we are forming bullish structure. So if that was to remain intact and we remain above this resistance, then I do believe there's a good chance at some point we're going to flip this structure, get that closure above, and then beyond for potential buys. So for me, it's just about waiting to see whether gold decides to break and close above or break and close below. I'm not going to predict, I'm not going to guess, you know, see the candle pretty bearish and just think to myself, right, sell stop support, because this candle and all these candles keep popping straight back up, and nor am I going to do it to the upside. Just going to wait for a confirmation. It's all good, not a problem. Good. We'll feel, you know, always feel welcome to ask questions. Good analysis theory. It's a matter of waiting. Yep. Waiting for the right confirmation. Correct. Guys, TikTok, if you've not watched the reels I've posted of late, make sure to do so. I did post a reel yesterday about how to actually buy physical gold and silver. So I've had people ask me and what to look out for, so give that a watch. It's like a minute, guys, minute and a half or something. It won't take much time out of your day. It's pretty simple rules to follow though. Don't buy off eBay, whatever you do. To me, that goes for fragrances too. I wouldn't bother buying them off eBay. It's just, I don't trust it. There are some pretty good dupes out there these days when it comes to fragrances. I must admit, I'm going to do a review on a couple that I own, fully aware of them being a dupe of something else. And to me, one in particular, there is no difference at all, and it lasts basically the exact same. And the other one is there's a very minimal difference, but if anything, it's slightly better, and it would probably shock a few people, to be honest. It is a very well-known and a fragrance that a lot of people do know of. And what's the word I'm trying to use? I mean, it's bandied about everywhere, all over social media and everything. But I'll keep that for the time being. I'll let you guys know, obviously, when I do the review of it. And then there's others which are, yeah, so duds. User, what is the Kanban software? Kanban software. What are you talking about? This trading view. Look first and leap. Did you bought any dupes from private blends? Yeah, I have bought from private blends. They are good. Good. And to be honest, first impressions aren't always the best thing to go off, because Liquid Brune, I think French Avenue. When I first sprayed, I thought, wow, it's really, really sweet. I know it's supposed to be, you know, high up with big or what is it, vanilla and what is it, honey? I think vanilla, honey, tonka bean are the main notes. And it's supposed to be a dupe of Altair, the Marley. But it smells so good once it settles down. That thing is absolute gold. That is cracking fragrance. And I think it ended up in the top 5 in Australia anyways, most popular fragrances for the year, or sales wise. I can see why. It is a beautiful fragrance, really nice fragrance. Yeah, I bought a few others. I did a review on one which I'm going to post later today, Azure Royale. That is also, wow, so good. Absolutely love it. It's like 60-70 bucks or something, and it's one of my favorite fragrances at the minute. Really good for the summer. Let's keep an eye out for that. That will be dropped later. That was bought from Private Blends. Anyway, back to the charts. Something I'm a little more confident in explaining is other charts than rather than fragrance notes. The fragrance notes are a bit confusing because most of them are the same, to be honest. When I do those reviews, I'm often thinking to myself, all right, what's this smell like? Can't say the exact same thing I said in the last video, but to me, it does smell pretty much the exact same. I'm always thinking, all right, what point of difference can I use? All right, waiting for a closure here on gold. So we got just under 3 minutes. We really want this to close below, if not below, very close to the low. Let's quickly look at a 5-minute time frame here. Yeah, we really need to be close to the low because of all these bullish wicks, and these candles do confirm still that price is respecting support. So we need to be right at the low or below it. Look at it now. Again, we're bouncing a little bit as I speak, so just need to be patient with it. Unfortunately, guys, well, it doesn't worry me. It's not unfortunate, it's just fact. It's reality. It's what we need to do at the minute. Be a little bit more patient and just wait for the right time to enter the markets if it does present. Popping straight up. Just under 2 minutes, guys. Yeah, and this just goes to show why I wait for the confirmation and don't just predict. Because once again, it's respecting this level. So there's 42, 13, 14, 15 region. It's wicking below it, but likely if we remain above it, it's just to grab some more liquidity. So we're just building up orders within the market to potentially flip the 15-minute structure bullish once we get that closure above the resistance at 42.20 roughly. Guys on YouTube, if you could please once again hit that like button. Really does help the stream out, so it will be much appreciated. And also feel free to ask questions. Let me know how you guys are going. How was the weekend? Thank you for the sub. All right, so still a waiting game here on gold. We're still not a strong enough confirmation. Well, there is no confirmation in my personal opinion, so we just need to wait. It has flipped to close, or likely close back bearish. It's still not close enough to a confirmation. Yeah, still no confirmation, guys. Still not clear this support. We just need to wait. Kenneth, you've been in this trade since the market started? What trade? Let's quickly look at GJ. Nothing there. Let's have a look at GU as well, just to see what's going on. Alright, so as a chart, actually, I marked in the 4-hour levels before. For me, GU, it's about being at one of these levels to look for opportunity. You did have the weekly closing back strong bullish on the previous weekly candle. Current weekly is just obviously it's just open, so not enough data to make out of that. Daily, previous daily close weak bullish. Projecting a resistance here to the left. If this candle broke low of that previous daily candle, I do believe that could lead to a bigger pullback. It is clearing the 4-hour below there. 4-hour is technically bullish in structure, though, and we are just consolidating. So really, we want it to be above 133.20 for it to continue bullish. 15-minute structure I would see as technically bearish, as long as it remains below this actual resistance here. So yeah, I prefer buys. It's a bit tricky at the minute. Your potential buy entry point may be above the resistance here. 133.36. It's a fair distance off that, but anyway. Back to the gold, still stubbornly in this consolidation. So as we know, when price is in consolidation, heavy consolidation like this, there is no entry for me. And there is the possibility of this happening, where it just decides to pump and doesn't give me a confirmation. There's nothing much I can do about it, because I'm not going to try to predict that. Reason being is because multiple times it's rejected. And exact same thing to the downside. Could just melt. And I'm not just placing a sell stop below, because exact same reason, multiple times we have rejected to the downside. So we need to wait for confirmation. Sometimes it will give you that confirmation, and it's not going to completely melt or pump. And if that's the case, retest continuation and vice versa. If that is to be the case, then there could be a nice solid entry. And if not, so be it. As soon as you learn the art of patience, you'll be a much better trader. Graham, do I trade ranges? I'm more than happy to trade a range. But again, I just need a few things within it. Clean traffic, I need the right confirmation to enter within the range or in the support or resistance. Sebastian, thank you for the rose. Yeah, the entry is 41.98, 80, 41.98, 92. Nice one, mate. Looking good. Robin, any thoughts on gold from here? Yeah, so again, I'm waiting for closure below to support at 42.1260 blowout point, or above 42.20. Everything else in between we're just consolidating. So closure above the last significant lower high in the M15 will confirm the structure flip on that time frame in line with the 4-hour structure itself. So to me, that'd be a pretty strong confirmation that we could be ready to continue bullish. We look at the 4-hour again. So the 4-hour previous candle close strong bullish. We'll break the high. We've got counter probabilities being to the upside if we do so. Within current daily, we are forming bullish structure on a minor time frame here. So that is my plan. Leo, how do I trade ranges? Just have to watch and see, mate. Could be a range bound trade if we close below support. We're rejecting resistance, close below support, good chance it could come back down to the other end of the range. I don't trade this. Don't be confused. This is consolidation. This is not a range. Problem 1 hour closure. Not necessarily. No, 15-minute. I will confirm the structure flip to the upside and a closure below support. Still remain bearish in structure at that point. So back of that closure below, and that could be enough to suggest we're pulling back further. Will you support resistance fair absolute liquidity levels? Just asking. Neither. Their value gaps, no idea. I don't trade them. Never have, never will. I'm not going to say never will, because who knows, things I do adjust, adapt to things. We've added a new entry or two over the past year. The interruption entry is by far and away the favorite of the group. I think that's probably the newest of the entries. That was late last year though. I think we started with that. Support resistance, yeah, I trade sells from support, sells from resistance, buys from support. I trade continuation zone to zone. I trade breakouts, but rarely, as long as I have the right confirmation. Many different ways of getting involved. Use AOI and CISD. And I'm a very simple guy. I have no idea what they mean. No idea, to be honest. I don't. There's no fancy terms or anything. Support, resistance, zone to zone, breakouts, liquidity candles. Everyone refers to it as something different. Interruption candle is something you probably don't know of. That's what I trade, but it's nothing to do with fair value gaps or anything like that. Look at NAS just quickly. All right, weekly. Strong closure on that previous weekly candle. So NAS, the forever bubble remains intact at the minute. Like I mentioned, I don't trust it, but I don't think Trump wants to go down as the president that tanked the market. So make that what you will. I'm not involved in equities. You guys know where I stand when it comes to the future, and what I'm holding, and that is just precious metals, physical metals. Daily, well, breaks high the previous daily, looks good to come up towards 26,000, sorry. While our structure is technically bullish, it's going to be bullish across the board here. That is, well, should not be a text box. That is resistance. Looks very clean above as well. Our support, that's where it's at for the time being, but I will adjust it. Go back quickly. Yeah, all right. Do that to the downside, to the upside. Just do that. Yeah, definitely Looks good above the high of that previous weekly candle on continuation. Yeah, I'd be all about the buys on NASDAQ. Personally, it's just whether upon the pullback or continuation. I mean, technically speaking, it would have been a potential entry there as it broke that candle's high, but I will not trade this time of day. I've made mention as to why many times. I personally will not trade it, but I'd just be looking for pullback buys at this stage or above the resistance on the Monday and Friday. I prefer to trend line with the strength of the weekly. Weekly on the previous NASDAQ candle is strong bullish, so therefore I'd rather look for buy options in this case, whether it be upon the pullback or upon continuation. You don't have any confirmation to sell it. I believe at the minute you're bullish across the board, so the 15-minute structure is also technically bullish. Gold rejecting. Could we have a confirmation? All right, so what I like about this is we're tapping back into the middle of the consolidation. We are rejecting just now, so to me there still was no entry. Very impulsive one would have been off the back of liquidity grab, so it broke the high of the previous candle at a high low, and now it's broken. There's a good chance it could continue bearish, but what we're waiting for now is the confirmation of closure below. The issue is going to be, as per the usual, stop loss. Not that bad. If this is to be a loss point, 55 plus pip isn't all that bad of late on gold. Is there the margin though? Because the entry will have to be just below it. 45 pips roughly. It's not a one-to-one, so what you would need is a decent upper wick on the following candle, and that would have to be trusted as a stop loss in order for there to be a one-to-one entry. If I don't have that, I can't trust it, because you just don't have the room to sell it with such a big stop. So first things first, we want it to close below the support. Without that, there is no confirmation, because once again we could just be grabbing some downside liquidity in order to make a move back up. So what I suggest you guys do is just track what the lowest point of this candle is in your brokerage chart. The entry could potentially be just below it. Again, we want the closure below the support. We want the upper wick in the following candle, and then that could be enough to look for a potential entry. How do I identify my support resistance? You just have to watch the start of streams, my friend. I think you can watch this on replay. And when I go over my analysis, then I don't want to go over it now because I want to focus on this. It's only not just at the minute. What's the lowest point on my brokerage chart? 42.10.95. So if this is to be the lowest point of this candle, then a potential entry point on my brokerage chart is 42.10.65. But we are looking like we may just continue bearish to create a lower low. That we're doing just now. So you're looking at 62 at the minute. Has to leave a lower wick as well, guys. Alright, so this candle needs to first of all close below. It needs to leave a bit of a lower wick. Following candle needs to tap back into that support. If it does so, I will place a sell stop below this candle's low. I want it to retest that consolidation, and if it does so, I'd be happy to look for the entry. So the following candle open up, tap back into that point, then I'll place my stop loss initially above the high of that candle, but drag it straight down to pretty much the entry candle's high. It's something I would consider. So it looks like we made the first tick. It's gonna melt in the last second. It's low now. 42, 10, 14. Not even gonna leave a lower wick. No trade. Nothing I can do about that, guys. Following rules, I have these rules because they protect me. So there is no trade. It's a few things here. It's pushed too far towards the support, so there is no margin. Secondly, it's got no lower wick. So a lot of time when candles don't leave that wick in the opposite direction prior to the closure, a lot of time what happens is the following candle will maybe just pop down that residual volume left over and then pops up. And a lot of time it ends up closing strong in the opposite direction here. So the back of that, I cannot take an entry for the time being. Unless there's an interruption somewhere. I'll have a quick look across the board to see. I don't see anything at the minute. No, there's nothing. Has to be on one of these time frames for the time being. So there's nothing, guys, unfortunately. Just have to wait. Looks like it could complete the move down, but again, rules are rules, so I'm not gonna get FOMO and jump in. Mel's, there is no self-stop. Would have been had we left a lower wick, not pushed too deep into the range below, because this upper wick would have likely have tapped into that zone and would have been below this candle's low. But it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, you'll be able to tick everything off completely, and you know it's a real high probability trade. Other times just missing one or two things, and it may have worked out, but then a lot of times it doesn't work out, and you thank yourself for sticking to your rules. That's all I'm doing, just sticking to my rules. But anyway, still a good example of why I wait for price to give me the signal it's ready to continue in any direction. In this case to the downside, as opposed to guessing when it was going to break. This is the confirmation. Now it looks good to continue bearish. So guys, again, you learn a thing or two in the meantime about patience. Futures account for scalping. You talking about me drinking water, mate? I have no idea my microphone's that sensitive. For real, so set up right. Was looking for it, but lacking a low wick on that candle, pushed a bit too far, so there's no entry at the minute. Always happy 914. There is no TP because there is no entry. I had to take the entry. I mean, realistic target's 4206, 4206.50. H Honda 070 will it enter sell zone again? Possibly, I don't know, have to wait. Race entry zone for buyers. Look, 4207.06 could be a potential level. 4200 flat would be a really nice level. TFL, this is gold, correct? Only no news. As in, do I trade news? No, I do not trade the news. So the analysis is spot on, but doesn't mean there's always an entry. That's how it is. I'm sure some of you took some sells, and well done if you did. Yeah, that's that target being pretty much tapped into. Oh. Okay, can we go down to, well, 4206 is a level which we're fast approaching. It has previous support. 4200 would be a really good level though for it to come back down to. Perhaps sweep the Asian and daily low. But in the minute, I mean, just remembering the previous week it was a bearish candle. So as I mentioned off the top of the stream, is if we break the high of that previous weekly candle, good chance the all-time high is going to come into play. If we break the low, good chance this interruption is going to come into play at 41.32. Alright, for real, looking for a sell entry, right? I was looking for a sell entry, but unfortunately, again, I was just lacking one or two little things, so I didn't take the trade. Wasn't my trade to be taken because of it didn't tick the box, didn't tick the rules, didn't tick off the boxes in accordance to the rules. H100, wouldn't this be a buy zone? Potentially, but doesn't mean you just buy it. For me, I need a confirmation. Just literally tapped into it and bouncing off. Mills, thank you for the sticker, appreciate it. Getting us over what methods is strategy based off? Price action, mate. Pure price action. I mark up my charts based off the 15 and 4 hour time frame, and then I'll look for my price action catalyst at levels I want to get involved in a trade or a potential entry. And there's different price action catalysts that I'll look out for. There's too many just to off the top of my head just to roll them all off. You just need to watch the streams. And watch of some of the reels that I've got on my profile page, and you'll pick up on a few things. But again, a lot of it comes down to patience and just waiting for the right opportunity. So for me, I was looking for a sell below support, waiting for a closure below. Did get that closure below, closed a little bit too far below. But the most important thing about, well, the main reasons to why I didn't enter is because this had no lower wick. So a lot of the time that is met by a candle that will shoot up and close back in the opposite direction. So yeah, I'm just sticking to my rules. But yeah, for the most part, it's all price action, mate. There's no fair value gaps or any of that stuff. Honestly, wouldn't know one if it hit me in the face, to be honest. Triple Chisholm. Are we looking for a sell entry? Moment, not much is happening. I'm not really, just waiting again. That was the potential sell, was an impulsive one. I don't like taking. Gonna have market hit my zone, and momentum go by. Fair enough. All right, just under 4 minutes until session open. Wow, look at the difference in a futures price. The future, the silver's futures again. Bigger. So, what is that sitting at these days? Yeah, it's 63. So that's gone now ahead because that was in backwardation. Just recently, which is very rare for the futures price to be less than the spot price, but it's back to normal. It's 30 cents ahead of the futures, the spot price at the minute. Mind you, this is delayed because it's futures. I don't have the paid a paid subscription off TradingView. I'm just got the basic plan. Don't use indicators to worry about it. Well, not really. This is just the Asian range. Don't look at silver 1 hour. Is in interruption? Is that what you're talking about? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Otherwise, I don't really see much, to be honest. Just that. Good. I wonder why I couldn't smell it the other day. Oh, all good. Also, you mostly trade using 1 hour and 4 hour. No, the 4 hour, yeah, I do look at it. I mean, I will look at the 1 hour when we're coming to the closure of it, but predominantly it's the 15 minute time frame. Even the M5 will give me added confidence to an entry based off a 15-minute confirmation. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with looking at the hourly candle when you come into the closure of it. Also, even a 30-minute, I do look at it time to time. Not often. I used to trade on the 30 because that was my time frame, and the 15 within it gave me added confidence. But now it's gone down to the 15 using the 5 as the added confidence time frame. Ahmed Farouk, never seen market this slow. It's making moves. Not that slow. All right, coming to session open. Ogdai TP for what? Again, if you were in the sell, I would have definitely TP'd by now. It's tapped in, literally tapped right into that support, 42.06.40. Strong closure. Still, there's nothing, guys. That was the move, so nothing in a minute. Market open. Honestly, nothing I can do at the minute. Because I'm not selling it just here when my plan was to get involved up to the highs here. So for me, I'd rather just miss this move. Fragrances you find develop stronger smell after they sit for a few weeks after. Yeah, I've read that online, that once you open it, sometimes the smell will start to come through more a week or so after. Gosh, in the bed. Then well done if anyone is in sales. Good work. Benito, look, for your sake, I hope you didn't enter a buy, because what's the confirmation? Marked ISL for 17, I'm thinking 90 original, 77 breaks below 88. 17, nice one. Yeah, I'd be looking at 4200. Psychological number. Alright guys, give me a minute. There's nothing just yet, so I'll be back in maybe a minute, maybe two. Zen Jimu into buy. It's grabbing by it looks of things, potentially grabbing downside liquidity here, but again, this is all very impulsive stuff, guys. If you're just buying it based off price popping back down to level, be careful with it. I mean, unless you've got confidence and reason to do so, by all means, then you go ahead. But for me, I don't just buy it because I think it's going to bounce off a level. I rather wait for a confirmation just in case it shits the bed and sinks right through it, and the moment's respecting it. The same applies to looking for a sell. I don't just sell it because I believe it's at a level it's going to reject, because I need to wait for a confirmation. And I wait patiently. I know I repeat myself often, but if I do wait patiently to tick off the boxes in accordance to my plan, my rules, I know there's an 80+% chance I'm going to be on the end of a winning trade. If I try to guess first and predict, that's when I'm likely going to get wrecked. So I just need to react to what I see. I'm at 41.97 daily open. So we're looking for price to pull back down to. Then Jumu up 200 so far. I'm happy for you, mate. Again, happy for you if you're following your plan. Book traders sell. Well, at the minute, I mean, it looks good. Like good for it to come up. It's a liquidity candle. Broke the low, lower high, lower low. It's now breaking the high of that previous candle. High probability of this candle considering bullish. See, silver IC just played out, didn't it? Oh wow, did it ever? Oh, not quite. Maybe on the futures chart it may have, but this hasn't quite tapped in, but close to it. Gold's gonna play funny buggers. There is nothing I can do at the minute. It's just there is volume. It's just all over the shop. So this is just likely grabbing up and downside liquidity here, likely hitting stop losses, both the upside and downside trades. A little bit indecisive at the minute. So if there's indecision, best thing to do is just wait again. Boring, I understand. Everyone wants to be in a trade, I understand. Chism, right now there is nothing. Not for me anyway. See, Discord. What, you sent money? Set in chart. Oh wow, nice one. Absolutely perfect. The interruption here. Literally tapped into that bearish candle high. Crazy, isn't it? It's such a good entry. Doesn't look like we're gonna have much luck on today's stream, guys, to be honest. There is nothing I can do at the minute. Trying some pretty big moves, but again, without giving me any real solid confirmations into the market, so I'm not gonna just jump in. Because even if I was to wait for this count to close, yeah, could close bullish engulfing, but stop loss is huge. There is no margin yet again to the upside now. Rejection will mean we'll need to wait quite a while for that. Again, it's likely not going to be a margin with if it does reject this level, because the target will be the support at 42.07 roughly. So I feel gold is at the minute is just a wait and see for a bit. Let it play itself out. Let it make a move either direction. Try to clear this mess. And then I think you're gonna have some cleaner setups, maybe close to NY. Or anyway, not just at the minute. Michael, what are you doing there, you lucky bastard? For a month living up, you lucky man. Very jealous. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. My favorite country in the world. Can't trade? Don't have your what? You don't have a laptop or? I'm worried I'm not going to get allowed back in for all the new bloody rules they've got there when it comes to entries and visas and that. Alex, you're in buy for 203. It's a beautiful, nice one. You're on funding accounts? Surely you could use a VPN though. Is that must be a consistency issue or something? They'll ask you why you're trading from another country, or maybe that's all I can make of that, because it's perfectly legal to trade in Thailand, that's for sure. I do it all the time, but maybe not with prop firms, I'm not sure. Be another story. But anyway guys, I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm not gonna get an entry on the rules. Fair enough, mate, fair enough. Don't blow it because of, you know, being away. Enjoy your holiday. We appreciate you jumping on the stream to say g'day. Yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow guys. Till now I'm not gonna get an entry. I'm just gonna sit here. Just is what it is. That was the move. Wanted to get involved, left no low wick and get involved in that. And this count was just, yeah, I don't have margin to the upside here, so gonna get going. My team, I will be on with you guys probably in about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes for today's education session, so I will look forward to that. Otherwise guys, rest of you, do trade safe, do take care, and I will be back tomorrow roughly the same time, same place. Maybe the markets will be a little bit better for us, and enjoy guys, take care, trade safe, until tomorrow. Until next time, cheers. Bye my friends.